What's going on, everybody? My name is Perez. I'm the pitching coach at Hillsborough Community College in Tampa, Florida, and I am here on behalf of Figure It Out Baseball. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about using step-by-step processes to learn a task, in our case, either hitting, fielding, or pitching, and when you should use a step-by-step process to learn a task and when that might be detrimental to learning that task. When you're deciding how you want to learn a task, whether you should use a step-by-step process or not, it's important to know whether you're a novice, whether you're new basically at learning that task, or whether you're an expert at the task. Now, when I say expert, that doesn't mean that you're a Major League Baseball player. That just means that you've been doing that task for years, and you already know the step-by-step process of doing that task. It's also important to know whether you're in the training phase, off-season, or practice, or whether you're in the competition phase. If you are a novice, meaning you just began playing baseball, you're young, I'm talking probably to my 10 and under age group, maybe even 12 and under, depending on how long you've been playing. Basically, then you are a novice. And if you are a novice, that means that you do need a step-by-step process in order to learn a task. Let's say you're learning how to pitch, or even break it down even further, let's say you're learning how to throw a baseball and throw a baseball in the same spot consistently. Your coach is probably going to teach you a step-by-step process, basically starting at square one. Step with your opposite foot, turn your shoulders, separate your hands, get your throwing arm back up with the ball facing away from you, turn the shoulders, throw, release the ball, those very, very detailed steps in order to get you to learn how to throw the baseball. Now, when you are a novice, you do need that step-by-step process. It's very important to learn that new task one step at a time, because that's your foundation. You can't move on in perfecting that skill until you've learned every single step that goes into it. On the other hand, when you become an expert, and for this I'm talking probably to my high school aged players and my college aged players, that does not mean that you have perfected the skill, okay? But it means that you know the step-by-step process of it already. So as an expert at that task, again, let's say throwing a baseball or pitching, it could actually become detrimental to your performance if you continue to think about that skill in a step-by-step process when you already learned it years ago. If you are an expert at a certain task and you revert to a novice state of learning, aka a step-by-step process, then you could fall into a trap of what we call paralysis by analysis. And what that means is that basically a skill that you've already learned becomes very robotic and rigid as opposed to fluid and athletic, because you are analyzing every single step that you already learned. So instead of being that athletic, fluid movement that you've learned over the years, you are actually being counterproductive and going back to the beginner stage, and you're looking like you're very rigid and robotic, which is completely against what you want to be doing. Let's use walking up the stairs as an example. If you were to walk up a set of stairs today and you really broke it down and said to yourself, okay, I'm going to step onto the first step with my right foot, then I'm going to bend my right knee and push off my right foot, and then lift my left foot, and then land with my left foot, and then bend my left knee. This is going to feel really, really weird, and this is something that you should be able to do without thinking about it, because you do it often, and you've done it all the time for years and years without thinking about each of those steps. Thinking about those steps makes the task more difficult than it should be. In no way am I saying that you should stop trying to get better at hitting or fielding or pitching after you become a high school player or a college player or even a professional player. That is not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is that you have to be very careful with when and how you learn to perfect that craft. Again, my name is Danny Perez with Hillsborough Community College and Figure It Out Baseball. Thank you for watching, and please make sure you check out my next video on self-talk.